Peace, family. I hope everybody day is going by smooth. Thank you for tapping into the I Am Prolific channel, man. Thank you for tapping into the teachings, the prolific teachings, as I drop gems. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, let people know about me, all right? My name is Prolific. Again, today's topic is about knowledge of self. A lot of people have heard this phrase, have heard this saying, but I don't really think people really understand what it means. People don't really know what it means to know who you are, right? And people don't really understand the process they have to take to know who they really are. Knowledge of self. The way I define knowledge of self, and you can always expand on the perception on knowledge of self, but the way I define it is collecting data and information on who you are. Meaning that you have to be a master observer of self. You have to become a scientist. Because I believe that we all are scientists. A scientist isn't just an individual who has a lab coat on, who's in the laboratory testing out rats and testing out experiments. No, that's a very limited view of a scientist. You yourself are a scientist. You have to activate that curiosity within you. You have to start to look inside of yourself and start observing who you are. You know what I'm saying? This is how we grow. The question is, what am I observing? Right? In order to be a master observer of self, you have to observe your thoughts, you have to observe your emotions, and you got to observe your actions. Those three things right there are important. That's knowing who you are. That's helping you identify the frequency you're on. I want you to imagine that you got two cameras following you. You have a camera inside of you and you got a camera outside of you following you. The one inside of you is your internal camera. It's recording all your thoughts. It's recording all your emotions that you go through on a day-to-day basis. Then you got the external camera that's following you everywhere you go and everything that you're doing. It follows you when you wake up, when you pray, when you get on your phone, when you use the bathroom, the people you hang out with, how you communicate with them, all the habits that you partake in, the hobbies and everything that you do on a day-to-day basis. It records everything. And the whole point of recording is to run the tape back. You record to watch. That's the whole point of recording. Therefore, at the end of the day, you need to rerun your tapes. You need to rerun your thoughts. You need to rerun those emotions that you felt throughout the day. You need to rerun those actions. These things right here help you identify your roots, help you identify your gaps in your life, the things that are hindering you, the thoughts that are hindering you, the emotions that are hindering you, your psychological traumas, the habits that you need to leave dead alone and rebuild new type habits. This is how you become a master observer of self. When you collect all this information, what you need to do is start to write this information down. Write about those thoughts, write about those emotions, write about those actions, write those things down, because what writing does is help make things clear. We think a lot of thoughts on a day-to-day basis, yo. We think about 60,000 thoughts. That's a lot of thoughts. That's a spider web of thoughts. That's confusion, that's chaos, that's destruction. What you need to do to clear yourself from that fog is write it out. And when you write it out, it becomes clear. It becomes clear. You get to see your belief system right there. Knowledge of self. Knowledge of self also means to know your strengths, to know your weaknesses, to know who you are. In order to know who you are, you got to identify this frequency that you're on. So when you're writing this information and collecting this information, you're identifying your frequency. You're identifying whether you're a high-level person, medium-level person, or a low-level person. That's what you're doing. You're identifying your location. In order to, you got a GPS, in order to get to a destination, you have to have a current location and you got to have a destination. So that the map can give you a coordinates to get to your destination and everything like that. You need to identify your current location. Write down your information that you're collecting about yourself. The second tool I'm gonna give you is prayer. This is a bonus right here. You need to pray. Everybody in here prays anyway, matter of fact. Whether you believe in God or not, you pray. Your prayer deals with your belief system. You operate from an actional standpoint off your belief system. You act the way you think. In order to act different, you gotta think different, right? If you want to think different, you got to go ahead and read. You got to read. What does reading do? Reading builds brain cells. It helps you. It gives you strategies and creative ideas so that you can improve on yourself. The next thing you got to do is train. What does training look like? Usually I associate training with working out vigorously, but this time I'm going to associate training by going back to the writing, going back to reading, going back to prayer. Write about the things you read. Then write about from the things that you read, whether your belief system is hindering you or your belief system is helping you. Then write about the things that you became aware of through your reading process. Then go ahead and pray for new things. Because anytime you pray, you don't ever pray for something lesser, you pray for something greater. Through reading, you learn about what you need to associate yourself with, the level you need to get to, right? And a lot of us are operating off an old system. Everybody is familiar with updating their phones. You gotta get the iOS update, the Android, you gotta get that update. Without that, your software or your apps won't be working at a smooth level. Same thing with us. A lot of people are growing on a physical level, 26, 27 years old. But we're not updating our mind or our spirit. We still might be hanging on our anchor from seven years ago. And we need to update that system through prayer, through constant knowledge and writing that process out. That's knowledge itself. All right. If you love this content, you want some more of it, share, subscribe, man. I am prolific. Follow me on Instagram at I am prolific 11 underscore. You get what I'm saying? I am prolific 11 underscore. Get more content like this. Peace out, family. Inshallah.